if you ask somebody, were you raised in a barn, it's an insult. Our guest here today, I think she's proud to be raised in a barn. If you would, tell us who you are.
I'm Emma Moore from Walton-Verona, and I'm the 2024 and 2025 100-pound state champ.
And of course, you're of that Moore family line. Your dad, of course, Jason, your brothers had a little bit of success. I think you're going to pass them. Of course, Ryan, two-time state champion, 2017, 2018. Those review videos are on the channel. Went on to Cornell, then to Thomas More, NAIA national runner-up 3 times. Then he finally got on top of that podium at the NCAA in 2024 with Thomas More. Now he's coach. I think he's a graduate assistant there. Spencer, 2020, 2021 state champion, went on to the University of North Carolina as that familiar Tar Heel blue sweatshirt you're wearing. Made it to the NCAA Division I tournament this past year, 2025, and I believe he is moving north and is going to wrestle for the Illini. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's what I thought. So now in last year's video, we talked about what got you into wrestling and all that. So we're really not going to cover that ground here, but let's kind of catch everybody up to speed. Last year, you finished the season with a 25-2 record. You won a 9-2 decision over Peyton Pomeroy from PRP to be the inaugural 100-pound girl state wrestling champion. Now, we're caught up. Talk about this season, because we know as soon as season ended last year, the 2024 season, you and some other girls from Kentucky were on travel teams, Iowa, a couple other places that I saw. So it's really an all-year thing for you, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's the part where you fill in the blanks. That's the part where you tell me where you went to.
Right after, like about a month after state, we went to Heartland Duels in Iowa, and then I went to Freestyle State in Central Region, and then in July I went to Fargo.
Okay. For some reason, I was thinking you went to Fargo, but I couldn't. I've seen so many posts and so many people's going here. I could not remember if you went to Fargo or not. So the wrestling off season for you really isn't an off season. It's just more of competition, right?
Yeah.
And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I saw, of course, you, Sophie Anderson, your teammate, your partner in crime, co-conspirator, if you will, Lacey Gilbert, correct?
Yeah.
Help me out with some of the other names on some of these travel teams that you went on with.
Emma Hood from Highlands was on the Iowa team.
Okay.
Who else? I can't think.
Chloe was perfect.
Oh, Chloe Gallahue.
Okay, Chloe. Was Tatum on there by chance on any of them?
I don't think so.
Okay. Because I know she tries to do some stuff as well. I wasn't sure if she was on your squad or not. So I guess I'm leading up to the coming into the season this year is, of course, it's unless somebody's living under a rock or in a cave or whatever analogy you want to use, it's pretty much impossible to stay hid. It's pretty much impossible, especially in the wrestling community, for people that don't know who you are. Now, for those that don't know, 2024 was our first year of the KHSAA Girls State. We had the Coaches Association Girls State Tournament, I believe, from 2019 forward. So the coaches always get a shout out for seeing this growth of girls wrestling and sanctioning a girls state tournament, but then the KHSAA sanctioned it. 24, first year. Now returning. There's no saying you're not the champ till you defend the title. That's the boxing, mixed martial arts, all that. You win the championship. Okay, great. Now everybody wants to knock you off that pedestal. Everybody wants that championship, right? So whether you're going to an off-season tournament or a tournament during the season, a duel, whatever it may be, could you tell people wrestled you differently, girls wrestled you differently from last year as opposed to this year, knowing you're returning state champion?
Yeah, I feel like there were like two sides. Like people would either wrestle harder and because they wanted to beat me, or they'd like almost not try because they didn't know what was gonna happen.
No, I get it. I'm telling you, you don't even know the number of guys. The earliest state champion that we have on video, we don't have his match, but we did get to interview him. Is Dean Williams Sr., 1965 and 66 state champion from Seneca. And of course, you are, as this is uh, April 22nd, 2025, and we've talked with guys 60s, 70s, 80s, all the way just about every single year. And everybody has said that exact same thing. Everybody wants to say they beat the champ. I think that's just in our nature. There are guys, and I'm sure girls as well, but you got somebody who played high school football or basketball, baseball. They tackle somebody like that played in the like Sean Alexander or some up around where you guys live in Boone County there. Somebody that tackled Sean Alexander, they're going to talk about that their entire life. Somebody that played against like Reed Shepherd in high school and blocked him or got a steal or hit a baseball off of a pitcher that went to the major leagues. They're going to talk about that until they can't talk anymore. They'll be at the funeral home in the coffin with a sign. I got a hit off of so-and-so in high school in 19, whatever year. And that's the way it is, especially with wrestling, because it's the one-on-one combative, juices flowing, everybody's watching, want to beat the person. I want to say I knocked the champ off the pedestal. So last year, you finished, like I said, with a 25-2 record. This year, you're coming in with a 32-6 record. Now, that record is deceiving. Your 6 losses aren't just to, no offense, but to scrubs. I think you went to, was it Iron, do they call it Iron Man or Iron Woman?
I think they call it Women of Iron Man.
Okay, that's better. Women of Iron Man. You went there, correct?
Yeah,
And I believe you podiumed, correct?
fourth.
You got fourth. All right. That's what I knew you made it on the podium, but I couldn't remember. So if you don't know much about the Iron Man, that's probably, I'd say Iron Man and Beast of the East. Well, Women of Iron Man and Beast of the East. Those are probably two of the most prestigious in-season tournaments you can go to. So to even medal there, you're like, whoa, what's going on here? And especially as much as you travel, I would say that the other losses were to top level competition. Is that fair to say?
We went to a tournament in Missouri, and then we went to another tournament in Ohio where I wrestled like one of the top ranked girls in the country.
And I say that because records are great, undefeated records are great, but if you're smashing people all the time, you're in the wrong tournaments. You need to go where you get pushed. You need to go where you're not the best person in the room. And if you're not doing that, young wrestlers, you're doing yourself a disservice, because I couldn't tell you the number of wrestlers that come in with inflated records, if you will, 47-0, 197-0, whatever, and they get to the second round of the state tournament and they get stuck. They get put on their back by somebody that's took some losses, and they're like, I don't know what happened. Yeah, because you wrestled crap competition. That's exactly what happened. Get out and push yourself. Get out and challenge yourself. So leading up to all this, 2025, 100 pounds, you're a junior. The first round, you win a fall over Lily Autry from Ohio County, 1 minute and 58 seconds. And Lily goes on to get 7th place. The quarterfinals, you're wrestling Tegan Hunley from Boyle County. You win that by a fall in 1 minute 49 seconds. You get to the semis, you're wrestling Sophie Parrish from Caldwell County. You win that by a fall as well. 1 minute 39 seconds, and Sophie goes on to get 6th place. Now, before we get to your finals match, last year you were in the finals. It was new. Of course, you'd probably been to the horse park before, probably watched your brothers win there, I would have to imagine. But it was your time in the, I guess, what would be the right phrase? Your time in the dirt, right? So as a sophomore first year, yeah, everybody's kind of looking around wondering. Some people had never been there. But now you're back again, going to be in the finals. You've got Sophie with you. Do you still feel the same? Do you still get kind of nervous before the finals? How does it go for you?
I'd say I was definitely nervous, especially because I thought that my finals matchup was going to be much harder than last year.
Mm-hmm. And to that, you are wrestling Naya De Los Santos from Taylor County. And I got to officiate the boys state tournament this 2025 season. For the girls, those that didn't get to officiate, the girls worked the tables, and I was on the the main mat there for the state championship matches. The 12, me and fellow Northern Kentuckian Kenny Lonkard, good friend of the channel. I think he's. I'm not sure how many years Kenny's got in, but he's currently the president of our officials association. And it really hadn't dawned on me, because how it is, you're busy, you're running matches, you're doing this, you're doing that. It didn't really dawn on me that you and her were wrestling until I was like, whoa. So had you wrestled her before?
I had wrestled her at Freestyle State, and then a few times she had come to the barn, but we had never wrestled in season.
I got you. And of course, we'll talk a little bit about the barn after the video. But the reason I bring that up about you and her wrestling is, we done her brother Christian's video last year, 2024 113-pound state champion. I've kind of got to know Naya and Christian and their Richard, their mom, from this, seeing them out. Of course, your brothers, your dad, your other sister, your whole family, and I'm like, oh no, I'm kind of torn here. I just want a good match. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see two 100-pound balls of fire go at it. And this year, of course, did you know they were going to do the sparks and the smoke and all that before the intros?
I didn't know that until we started. My dad told me a few minutes before.
Yeah, we were there setting everything up, and they got to do the Spencer set the sparks to test them, and I saw it, and I was like, wait a minute, I got to run through this. I got to do it one time on my own. So I understand, man. It was cool. It was a great visual. And before we start, though, the video that we have, it has the Parade of Champions, the face-off match and medal ceremony. But I got to get in my Emma Moore character. I got to have my headphones on and one off. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so when you guys see the video, you'll understand why I did this.
All the way down to the guy in the green shirt.
Here I am directing traffic. There your opponent is. There you are. Headphones on. And here's the face-off. There you come running through the sparks. And there your opponent comes out. And you're in the blue singlet. You've got Andrew Dennison there as your official, or she's in the red singlet. You got your dad and your brother Ryan there in your corner. All right, so from neutral here, what are we looking to do?
I'm gonna hit a high crotch or a single leg.
All right. And having wrestled her before at Freestyle State or coming to the barn a couple times, was there something that you knew that you could kind of run or hit on her, or something you needed to stay away from that you knew she was good at?
I knew that she was pretty fast, and I knew she was gonna try to hit that single leg on me.
I got you. All right, so we got a stalemate there, and I believe I see over to the right some. Is that some of your boys' teams over there with your chest painted?
Yeah, before me and Sophie found boys from different schools to paint.
Sophie said that in her video. Like that's cool that the geographical areas kind of supported you girls there. That was cool. All right, so not really in a predicament, but that leg is trapped. You're working to get it out. When you feel that leg trap, do you think, okay, she's going to try this, or what are we thinking there?
I was just trying to get my leg free and spin behind.
Yeah. I even said that during the video. I said, I was like, I hope she watches the knee. So you get the takedown, you go immediately to a half. When you kind of, so people know, when you kind of abandoned it, did you just feel you didn't have it, or she wasn't going to go, or what?
Yeah, I didn't think she was going to go over, and I knew there wasn't that much time left, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get it in time.
That's smart, not burning energy. That should be the end of the period. You're up 3-0. It's her choice. She defers. And you take down. Now, first time we've got to see you on the bottom. What's your bread and butter? Are we trying to just get to our feet? We're trying to hit something? What are we looking to do here?
I was just trying to stand up.
Okay. Now, I didn't get to do weigh-ins for the girls this year, but I can't. Naya, I love you, honey, but I can't imagine she's 100 pounds. I just can't. I just don't see it. Could you tell she was a little bit lighter than, your normal 100-pound wrestler, or?
Yeah, she's definitely smaller than most of the other 100s.
Yeah. She's got a good grip, though. I've done the grip test strength with her. We'll talk about that here after we get done watching your video. So you're up 4-0, second period. You've got some type of a headlock. Andrew calls a stalemate. Good call there. And I think your is he saying shuck it? Is that what he's saying right there?
Yeah, I think I couldn't tell. I don't know.
Oh. To her credit, she messed up right there, but she done an excellent job recovering. That could have been bad for her. You need to tell your guys back there in the back to start cheering. They're just standing there with your chest painted. You guys got to cheer, fellas. What are we doing?
No, they didn't do as good.
Tell them next year they're fired. If they don't cheer any better than that, they're fired. We'll get some other guys to paint their chest. All right, so now you're up 7-0. Late in the second period. And I believe that's the end of the period. It's her choice. And she takes neutral. Given the circumstances, I don't blame her. And she's doing, she's not backing up, is she?
Yeah.
Now, were you looking for a spladle right here? Huh?
It's either gonna roll her through, or I was just gonna try to sit there and wait for a stalemate.
Okay, because whenever I was filming this there at the head table, I was like, oh, she's going to try that. And I kept on waiting. And I was like, whenever we do a review video, I'm going to ask her what she was thinking right there. And both times right there, veteran moves experience-wise when you put yourself in a position to wait on a stalemate. Did you feel like right there that you were going to go over? She was going to try to going to get a takedown.
Yeah, I was trying to roll her all the way through it first, but then I realized I wasn't going to be able to get it over.
Get called for stalling right there, which is the right call. I don't blame you for not putting yourself in position to get taken down again, or taken down at all, I should say.
I got you.
You're looking at the clock, counting it down. And there it is. You win by a final score, 7-0. I zoom in to get the steam shot or the smoke shot. What a great visual. Went over and get a handshake from Spencer and Angie. Second time sitting there waiting on that first place medal. Do you feel the same? Is it more excitement? How does it feel being a two-timer like that?
I feel like it was just as exciting, just because I felt like I worked harder for this one.
I understand.
Once again, director attention to the awards area. Let's be the individual medalist in the 100-pound weight class. 8th place from Lafayette, Noel Carrizo. 7th place from Ohio County, Billy Autry.
Of course, you wrestled her there in the first round.
6th place from Caldwell County, Sophie Parrish.
You wrestled her as well.
5th place from North Hardin, Green.
And I will, North Hardin, every time that one of their girls would get a fall or a win, they would sing their entire school's fight song. They sat right behind the table where I was working. Every single time one of their girls win a match that day, they sung their fight song. I was like, well, that's kind of cool. There you are, getting your medal and your sign there. So, like we say with most of our newer state champions, I'm sure you've probably watched it about 87 million times or somewhere thereabouts. But does it mentally play out the way it does on video, or was it longer than it seemed, shorter? How's it go for you?
I definitely feel like it was longer than it seemed in real life. When I rewatched it, I realized I didn't wrestle my best, but yeah.
I mean, you really, really wrestled like a veteran. You wrestled like somebody that had been there before, because you, in the third period, I mean, somebody with less experience really could have got rattled instead of trying to wait for those stalemates to try to work out of it, done something crazy, and there you are. This is a different, we're doing the video with her. You know what I'm saying? And to Naya's, she's a freshman. I'm sure she'll be back in the mix again throughout her career. So, Naya, we wish you the best. We know we'll be seeing you around. You also had your teammate, Sophie Anderson, win 2-time as well, and she was most outstanding wrestler this year. So it has to feel comforting, or whatever word you want to use, relaxing, I guess, to have somebody that you travel with, somebody that you may sit beside of in third period, French or whatever class you have together, that, okay, this is a state championship, but I've got somebody that I'm friends with, somebody that I train with every day, somebody that, we're not having to do this together. A lot of guys have said that over the years, how they've had, without somebody on their team or whatever that made it, they would just grab somebody, hey, work out with me. It felt weird, they said, just wrestling people they don't know. But is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think it's really nice to have Sophie in the room and have a good friend there.
You've seen this young lady before. She's got 2 pretty weak brothers. Tell us who you are.
Emma Moore from Walton-Verona.
And we're going to try the grip strength test. See what you got here. Everything you got. Oh, I bet she broke it. 73.4. I bet she's probably stronger than her brothers. Can dad outdo daughter? We're getting ready to find out. We got Coach Moore here, Walton-Verona. Give her a squeeze. Everything you got. He's getting pumped. He's getting pumped. 0. Go. Good, good, good. 148.2. That's, I think right now you're in second place for the whole day. Wait a second, tell us who you are.
Sophie.
And looking to repeat this year. All right, let's see, make sure that we're on. Let me reset it. All right, everything you got.
Okay.
All right, good, 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 good. 76 even.
I got like 74.
All right, thank you.
Earlier I put on the gotta have the one ear off. Whenever, of course, you guys and girls just saw the grip strength video, we went around with our grip meter, and we ran into you there on the top tier there, ran into your dad, Sophie. You gotta hit us with what was on the playlist there,
I don't know. I use the same playlist for every tournament, and I just listen to it before my matches.
Well, I mean, is it what? Who we got? Who we getting pumped to?
There's like Drake, 21 Savage. I don't even know. I listen to like rap and just like more hype music before.
I understand that's the one of our first guys that we got to do multiple time state champion, Tendai Cherisika from St. Xavier, 94, 95, 96, went on to play football at U of L. He mentioned having his headphones on back in the back when it was at Atherton. I was like, all right, now Tendai, you got to tell me what was on the CD. He started laughing. So anytime I see somebody with headphones, I try to throw in that little jab. And of course, in the Parade of Champions, you had the headphones on the podium, headphones on, all that. I was like, I gotta make a point to ask her that question. So you're there in the barn, and for those that don't know, the barn literally is behind your house, correct?
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, I believe you started wrestling just last year, right? So I guess growing up, seeing all these sweaty, smelly guys coming out of your house, coming down to the barn, you're like, I think there might be something to this. And you just pick it up and you're like, guys, first year state champion. What? I mean, was you guys even trying before? Is that fair? Is that a
I
fair
don't know.
assessment?
Yeah, I'd say
I
that's pretty fair.
I'd say, because we done Ryan and Spencer's state championship review videos there inside your house. I believe it was your living room. Your house is so big. I was like, I don't know where I'm at. Which room is this? I need a map to get around. The barn, of course, we're going to talk about this more when we do your dad's coaching perspective, but the barn has produced so many great wrestlers. It's like something you'd see in like a 1980s action movie. People go like to find themselves. They go to go get back with their old sensei or back to their training of old to go fight the bad guy. When you go down, go down to the barn by yourself, just randomly, and do things on your own to kind of focus yourself, or is it just with during like sessions, or how does it go?
We usually have practices like 3 days a week right now at least, and then it changes once it gets to the summer. But sometimes I'll come down here and just like mess around.
I understand. And the number of people, whether it's coaches or wrestlers, that have said how off-season work is so important, that do stuff that it's fun. Don't make it a grind. Don't dread having to go to practice. Make going to practice fun, making it like, oh, I got practice tonight. I can't wait to get out and do this. And because wrestling season's hard enough, and you don't want to burn yourself out during the off season. It's making it fun. Just if I could give one advice to coaches, parents, people trying to start a program, if you're going to do off season work, make it fun. Don't make it 4-hour long grueling practices 5 days a week. Let them play dodgeball once a week. Do something to make it fun. Something to keep the interest there and the fun, the activity level up. Not just drill and drill and drill. And that's how you burn people out. That's how you get low numbers. So, Emma, we have talked a lot. We have went over a lot. Anything else that we haven't covered? The floor is yours.
I don't think so.
Well, on my end of the talking as the person that runs or has the channel here, the review series, I really hope next year you win it so you can have more state championships than your brother, both brothers, and the newly named head coach of the boys team, Keegan Duncan. I hope, get you 3 up there, and you can always say you were the first 3-timer for Walton-Verona. Walk in, yell, your brother Ryan, get out of here. Spencer, get out of here. All these other people, Lane Jones, get out of here. Keegan, get out of here. I'm a 3-timer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also work on your grip strength, because I'm going to bring the grip meter back next year. So we're going to see. We're going to do a comparison of last year's to this year. So hopefully, you grip it and it says, please, 1 hand at a time, right?
Yeah.
All right. I think we got enough here. Thank you all for watching. Emma, you just finished up a practice there in the barn. So, thank you for doing this. Really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. We will see you guys and girls on the mats.